I think the coronavirus is a cover-up for the September 2019 crash of the repo market. He got upset because it got out. It's not supposed to get out. I want to let people know without money, people's spirits drain out of them. So I'll say it again, is I got my best education surfing. Every big wave surfer knows that the biggest waves come in threes. So we just got number 3. It came down in threes too in March. Boom, boom, boom. I'm predicting the next way they can control us is because there's no pensions. Mark my words. CalPERS, California State Pension, broke. Illinois is broke. Kentucky is broke. 401ks are toast. These hedge funds are toast. So the question I say to people, you can be positive thinking all you want, but what's going to happen when they make the money toxic, which it already is? It doesn't buy anything anymore. That's what happened in Egypt with Arab Spring. Was inflation went through the roof on them, and that's when they started to riot. They couldn't eat. You look at the homelessness all across America. That's what happens. So the future is actually more of those homeless people I see all over Hawaii and California and Seattle and all this. And so without money, if it's not in your brain, you don't know how to create it. And that's all I'm saying to people. The Fed controls the money as well as the U.S. Treasury. And at this moment, as we speak, they're going to print 10 trillion more, 10 trillion more. And we don't know anything about money. So you can be like my poor dad, great guy, positive thinker, PhD, but when they took his pension away, he turned into a pile of jelly. And that's what's going to happen. The next crisis is not Corona crisis. The next crisis is pensions. You mark my words on that. That's why the 401k was created in 1974. That's what Who Stole My Pension is about. So when I talk to all these positive thinking sons of a bitches, they're the ones who are going to turn on you when they don't have any money. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So, oh, you worry too much, you don't know what you're talking about. And I said, well, what's going to happen when you get ill? Because, illness, most of the Corona guys are old guys who didn't take care of their health. That's the fact, Jack. I'm old, but I take care of my health. I have the money to have concierge health care. I afford the best. So I should be target market for coronavirus. Kim had it, she shook it. That was a test she took, she's fine. I had it too, shook it. But once a person takes their money away, like they did my poor dad, that's what I wrote about in Who Stole My Pension. Without money, Patrick, people can't function, and then they turn into primates, animals, desperate. They'll take government MMT, I call it Marxist monetary theory. UBI, Kang was going to give everybody $1,000 because we have no financial education in our schools. So we can be positive, we can all that, but I tell you what, right now I have brothers and sisters in their 70s. I know who is going to be their pension. It's me. So I was a dumb shit surfer. It comes in waves of threes. It happened in 2020, the peak, with 3 waves down already. It's never fallen so fast. They're printing money to stop the Hindenburg from going into the ground. They're bailing out the rich, but now they have to come up with MMT to keep the poor and the middle class from rioting and killing each other. This is not an accident, is what I'm saying. The coronavirus was just the black swan that Nazim Taleb talks about. And what is revealing is exactly as Buffett said, who's swimming naked? You and I know those hedge funds are broke. Right now, my best friend just sold his business for $1.8 billion to a hedge fund. He says, I f***ed them all because they don't know anything about real estate. They're hedge fund guys. So now their properties are crashing. Commercial real estate is crashing. Debt is going to pile to the ceiling. That's the shadow banking system. And when I talk to even my highly educated friends, they don't know what the repo market is. They don't know what commercial paper is. They don't know that Ford went from triple B to junk. They don't know. They say, oh, what's the stock market doing today? They don't know. So that's why I created the cash flow board game. I wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and all this. So people have got to start teaching people. Positive thinking is stupidity. If you're broke, you've got to have something between this year and that year. You got to know assets from liabilities. You can see the balance sheets. That's all I'm saying. I've been saying it for 20-something years now. Look at the millennials. They're the biggest in-debt generation in history. Look at what we've done to our kids. How much financial education do our schools put out? Zero. Is that an accident? That's all I'm asking people to think. But all these guys who are positive, oh, I don't have to worry. You know, my personal trainer, they're unemployed. He says, yeah, but we're very successful people. I said, but you know nothing about money. So some people will get educated, 96% won't. That's the odds. There's a difference between money and long-term wealth. Look, I don't know if you know this, but I don't have a financial planner. I have a private office. I have a team of advisors, of accountants, attorneys, bookkeepers, and all this. I run as a business. This Corona crisis, whatever it is making me a very rich man. I have millions of dollars of gold and silver. I'm completely out of the stock market. I don't need a pension. That was my plan. It wasn't a mistake. Lesson number one in Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the rich don't work for money. And the average person says, yeah, I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I got a lot out of it. I said, you got lesson one. And the reason lesson one is important is because 1971, Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard and it became fake. And so people are so desperate today. Cash, you know, money, whatever they call it today, is like intravenous. It's a drug. Money is a drug. They just stick it in my veins, baby. Stick it in my veins so I can feel good for today. Let me pay my bills. Let me pay my mortgage. That's what they are today. You know that? I know that. You take that money away, what has happened all over the world, like in Argentina, Zimbabwe, Venezuela, they're going to riot. I love Australia. The Aussie dollar dropped from 80 to 55 cents. I say that average person, where's Australia? That's how stupid Americans are. That's how stupid they are. Highly educated, stupid people like my poor dad. So that's why I do what I do. And millions right now, you know it and I knew it, are being wiped out as we speak. As Buffett said, people are swimming naked. They're going to turn in the keys to their Lexus, their condos, their second house. My friends who are in commercial real estate, they're hurting, man. They were rich, but their tenants are moving out. Retail, restaurants. And I don't think that was a mistake. I think the coronavirus is a cover-up for the September 2019 crash of the repo market. And it's in who stole my pension. And the average person I'm talking to right now, they don't know what the repo market is. They don't know the shadow banking system. They don't know commercial paper. They don't know any of that. That's the problem. You can see me on CNN. In January 2008, I'm telling Wolf Blitzer, Lehman is going down. And he got upset because it got out. It's not supposed to get out. Just like the coronavirus out of Wuhan was not supposed to get out, supposedly. But once it got out, they never invited me back. So go to richdad.com and look up CNN, Wolf Blitzer. I'm calling it 6, 7, 8 months early. If people had got out, they would have lost everything. I got out way back here in Vietnam. I saw the light in Vietnam. I said, why am I killing people here? Why am I killing them? What did they ever do to me? You know, a drone pilot just sits back in Langley, Virginia, and fires his rocket or drops whatever they do today. And they kill people with no risk to themselves. When I was killing people, I had to kill them up front. They could kill me too. I had to go onto the ground and pick up my guys who were wounded. But now America just kills them from the air indiscriminately. That's why I do and I say what I do. I have all of these artifacts. This is an artifact. It's in 50 languages. They take me out, it's still out there. My board game, it's an artifact. They can take me out, it's still out there. That's what I learned from Buckminster Fuller. I don't have financial planners because they work for Wall Street. Nothing wrong with them, but I don't need them. I don't need Wall Street to make money. I have millions in gold and silver stored outside the country. You know why? Because if I have to run, I'm running. I'll leave it all behind. I went to Vietnam twice. If I was scared, I wouldn't have gone like these pussies who stayed behind and spit on me when I came back, who became school teachers, professors, lawyers. You know, I went to court in New York and the judge said, I don't like you and I don't like Donald Trump. Those are the people that are afraid. I lost the case because she didn't like Donald Trump and she didn't like me. She ruled against me just on that principle. That's the left, as you know. And I don't take sides, right or left, that's genocide. But let me tell you something. If you've ever surfed, the biggest wave I ever surfed was 16 feet. The reason I surfed the 16-footer, because that was it. There was one coming behind of it. I still remember that day. I cut school, a high school student. I went out and I was going, holy mackerel. So I'm trying for the smaller waves. And I go out and I go, and somebody yells, outside. Outside means there's this wave coming. So I decided to take the smaller one at 16 feet. I never went out again. You know why? Because fear taught me something important. You're not good enough yet. You haven't practiced enough yet. My best friend, not my best friend, but one of my closest friends, Carl Roner, he died next year at Sunset Beach. Big wave surfing is not for pussies. We manifest our fear and we focus it in different ways. The real cowards are the ones that walk around me on the street and look at me like I don't have a mask on. That's the coward. It's the coward that's going to say, well, where's my check from the government? Or where's my retirement? That's the coward. Fear is false evidence. We all have it. It's what do you do with it?